Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Bokak Kodash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and so. Salutations and much love to the rest of you, sincere Aki, and pushing the word in truth and sincerity. This is the Cleric Izar coming at you with another lesson. I am continuing in my log to bring you my ongoing series from Experts of Hollywood, This Factory of Perverseness, another observation of predictive programming, and how art imitates life and vice versa. Just a reminder, the purpose of my videos is to show correlations. Correlation is an observation of a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. I use movies to extract or extrapolate a narrative. I'm not glorifying the Hollywood culture or life. I have a wide knowledge of films, whether they be foreign or domestic, and I just use them as an example to bring out those similarities and those correlations. To quote Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest source of material for motion pictures is the Bible. I call this lesson That Perpetual Hatred E has, or the perpetual hatred Esau has. The image I have on display is from a film I've watched in my past. Of course, being this truth, I reflected on this particular series. This movie was released on May 22nd, 1981. The title of it is The Legend of the Lone Ranger, directed by William A. Fraker. I gotta basically say this particular scene that I'm about to show you is almost really based on historical fact. I mean, just kind of things kind of happened in the past, specifically in the mid 1800s, okay, or even up to the point where Esau had come over here to the Americas and pursued you Jakes, specifically the Jakes from the Northern Kingdom, the Latinos and the Native Americans. And of course, the Southern Kingdom, which would be Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, eventually came over in cargo slave ships. But when I was watching this as a kid, you know, you don't see the correlation, or you don't see the connection between the blacks, Native Americans, Latinos all having the same enemy. And I remember being around 7 years of age and asking my mother, like, hey, you know, how come we didn't just join up with the Native Americans, because it seems like we have a common enemy. And this is before I read about, you know, Sun Tzu and the Art of War or anything like that. And her answer was, this is what we're basically doing with the NAACP. But that's a whole nother lesson for a whole nother time. But basically, let me play the scene out for you, because this is how the movie opens up. And of course, this is fiction, but these kind of things happen, okay, in history. Okay, bear with me just a moment. Okay, just wanted to show that scene of those Edomites chasing after that young Jake on horseback. You know, the old game, cowboys and Indians. You know, and that's something how a game like that could be made or even developed and created. You know, just to talk about the killing of young Jake, especially as young as this Jake was, to be pursued by Edomites on horseback with gunfire. It's unbelievable. Actually, not unbelievable. It is believable once you understand the scriptures and you understand this truth, okay? Because it's that perpetual hatred, hence the title of this particular lesson, okay? But hey, it's part of the curses as well. Let's go into Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 50. I'm going to bring it out. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 50 reads, "A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young." Now, let me read the NLT, the New Living Translation. "A fierce and heartless nation that shows no respect for the old and no pity for the young." Okay, you heard what they were saying. They were talking about they want to scalp them. They were already shooting at them. Okay, but hey, you know, according to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 70, these curses are going to come upon the heathen nations. Ultimately, the head heathen nation, Esau, Edom, all right, so-called white man, he's going to pay for what he's done in the past, establishing this wicked country, this wicked nation. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, and I'm going to bring out this perpetual hatred. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, and it reads, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword." Now, what's the sword? It's a modern-day gun. Reading on, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, so we're in that time right now, and as you can see with this whole banking crisis, so-called banking crisis, to say, because it is orchestrated, you can see with what's going on with these banks and so forth. All right, hey, once it's going to be a big domino effect. Okay, all right, it's going to go from money to food and water. Okay, eventually even to people. Okay, so that's what's going to be wanted very soon. You know, a lot of people are going to separate their needs from the wants very soon. Okay, and it's going to be all out chaos. But that's what they want. You know, order out of chaos to bring out their new world order. Okay, but it all goes back to the Esau trying to hold on to his birthright, or hold on to his blessing that he was given. Okay, but he's going to be a violent individual very soon. All right, and that's not even including the World War III. Okay, let's go into a book of Obadiah, and we're going to read verse 10. Obadiah, verse 10. "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right, so basically he's not going to be able to hold on to this kingdom that he's in right now. All right, because he knows that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Okay, you can read about that in the Apocrypha. Okay, but basically, Esau has hated Jacob, all right, since the beginning. Okay, and this particular hatred has basically been engrafted into his descendants. Okay, let's go into the book of Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. Genesis chapter 27, verse 41, and it reads, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." Okay, now who's Jacob? All right, Jacob eventually, his name was changed to Israel. All right, or Yashala. Okay, and Jacob is also the progenitor, or the ancestor, or the patriarch of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, you blacks, Native Americans, Latinos. Okay, all right, and so now the blessing and the heritage. This is the what Esau clearly wants to acquire. Okay, he has his own blessing, but he initially wanted the blessing that was bestowed onto Jacob. Okay, so he has to basically kill with the sword. You can read about that further in Genesis 27. But let's go into Micah chapter 2, verse 2, and I'm going to read it here. Micah chapter 2, verse 2, for it reads, "And they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." Let's read the New Living Translation, and it reads, "When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance." Now, it's so interesting how, in this particular movie, the way it opens up, you have Esau chasing Jake, the Edomites chasing the Northern Kingdom, Jake boy here, who's eventually his name is Tonto. All right, this is a young version of Tonto in the Lone Ranger. If you don't know what Tonto means in Spanish, it means stupid. Okay, and they cut away to the villains or the bandits, and they're going after the Lone Ranger's family, and to take his house and take it by violence. All right, and they killed his parents and so forth. And then Tonto eventually takes the Lone Rangers in and teaches them all the ways of the land and so forth. All right, but that's basically what Esau Edom was doing to the Native Americans here. Okay, who are Jakes. All right, descendants of Jacob. Okay, but I'm going to end it on this. I always like to end my videos on a good note with some type of silver lining, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. So in other words, there is a happy ending. Hey, this place is going to get it for all the murder, lies, and robbery okay, that it's happened. It's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, and so be it. All right, this land has had so much blood that's been shed on it. It needs to be cleansed off the face of the earth, and also needs to be made as a warning and a memorial to not only the bodies that were laid out here and the people that were destroyed and murdered and killed, but it needs to be a warning to all the nations. This is what happens. Okay, let's go to Nahum chapter 3 verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." Okay, so this is that bloody city. All right, Babylon the Great. Okay, and like I said, starting with the elder apostles on down, have taught us, this place is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. All right, and it's not going to be inhabited again. It's just going to be a vast desert. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can bring out the poster. This is the poster here, the Legend of Lone Ranger. Okay. The untold story of the man behind the mask and the legend behind the man, the loyal friend that he trusted, the warrior that the great. Let me see if I can bring this out here on my desktop, because I cannot read this. Oh well. I can't bring it out. All right, but you can look it up though. It's just something I watched when I was like 5 or 6 years of age. And as a matter of fact, I may bring out another video. There's a particular scene I'm going to bring out later on in this film that has some profound symbolism in it, and been waiting to do this video for quite some time. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to bring that out. I hope this video is edifying. Just basically just showing that perpetual hatred Esau, Edom has, and has had, and will have. Okay, past, present, and future. Okay. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure in these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.